Have you ever felt a strong pull towards someone? Like there's an invisible thread connecting your hearts? This feeling might be more than just chance or coincidence. It could be part of God's bigger plan for your life and relationships. Sometimes we meet people who touch our souls in ways we can't explain. These connections feel different, special, and almost magical. But what if they're actually divine? What if God is working behind the scenes, carefully pairing you with someone who will change your life forever? Think about it for a moment. That person who keeps popping up in your thoughts, the one who makes your heart skip a beat, they might be there for a reason. God works in mysterious ways, and one of his most beautiful works is bringing two hearts together. It's not always easy to understand or see his plan, but when you look back, you might realize that every step, every chance meeting, was actually part of a bigger picture. This video is for you if you've been waiting, hoping, and praying for that special someone. It's for those who have felt a connection so strong it almost scares them. And it's especially for those who are starting to lose hope, wondering if their perfect match is out there. Trust me, if you're meant to be with someone, God will make it happen. Let's explore how this divine pairing works and what signs to look out for. Now, let's talk about God's timing. It's perfect, even when it doesn't feel that way to us. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want things now, right now. But God's clock ticks differently. He sees the big picture, the whole story of our lives, not just the chapter we're in right now. Sometimes we need to wait for the right moment to meet our special someone. It can be frustrating, can't it? Watching others find love while you're still waiting. But here's the thing. God is using this time to prepare both you and your future partner. He's molding you, shaping your character, teaching you lessons that will make your future relationship stronger. During this waiting period, you might be going through experiences that don't seem related to love at all. Maybe you're focusing on your career or dealing with personal challenges. But each of these experiences is adding to who you are, making you ready for that divine connection. Your future partner is probably going through the same thing. God is working on both of you separately, so that when you finally meet, you'll be ready for each other. Think about a puzzle. Each piece is cut precisely to fit with another. That's how God works with relationships. He's crafting you and your future partner to fit together perfectly. But just like a puzzle, it takes time to create all the pieces. Rushing the process would only lead to pieces that don't quite fit. So, how do you know if someone is part of God's plan for you? There are signs, little whispers from the universe that can guide you. These aren't just random feelings or coincidences. They're like breadcrumbs left by God, leading you towards the person He has in mind for you. One of the biggest signs is a sense of peace. When you're around this person, you feel calm. It's like the world slows down and everything falls into place. This isn't the butterflies in your stomach kind of feeling, though that might be there too. It's deeper. It's a sense that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Another sign is shared values, especially spiritual ones. If God is pairing you with someone, chances are you'll have similar beliefs and values. This doesn't mean you'll agree on everything. Healthy relationships have room for differences. But on the big things, the core beliefs that shape your life, you'll find yourself in sync. You'll also notice that you grow together spiritually. Being with this person doesn't pull you away from your faith. It strengthens it. You encourage each other to be better, to dig deeper into your relationship with God. It's like you're on a spiritual journey together, hand in hand. Have you ever met someone and felt like you've known them forever? Or experienced a series of coincidences that led you to meet? These might not be coincidences at all, but God's handiwork. When two people are meant to be together, God often creates situations that bring them together in unexpected ways. Another sign is that your connection stands the test of time. Even if you're apart, even if life gets busy, your bond remains strong. It's not dependent on constant contact or grand gestures. There's an underlying current of connection that doesn't fade, no matter what life throws at you. Don't be surprised if being with this person challenges you. God's plan isn't always about comfort, it's about growth. The right person will inspire you to be better, to face your fears, to become the best version of yourself. They'll support you through tough times and celebrate your victories. Now, let's talk about trust. Trusting God's plan isn't always easy, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. We want control. We want to make things happen on our timeline. But learning to trust is a crucial part of this journey. Trusting God means letting go of our need to control everything. It means being open to possibilities we might not have considered. Maybe the person God has for you doesn't fit the exact image you had in mind. Maybe they come into your life in a way you didn't expect. Trusting means being open to these surprises. There will be times when things don't make sense. You might feel a strong connection to someone, but the timing seems off. Or you might go through periods of loneliness, wondering if God has forgotten about your desire for a partner. This is where faith comes in. Faith is believing even when you can't see the whole picture. When you trust God's timing and plan, you open yourself up to something beautiful. You allow yourself to be surprised by love, and often God's plan is far better than anything we could have come up with on our own. He knows us better than we know ourselves, after all. Trusting the process also means using this time wisely. Instead of anxiously waiting for your perfect match to appear, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Work on your relationship with God. Pursue your passions. Heal from past hurts. All of this prepares you for the relationship God has in store for you. It's important to remember that while God may be pairing you with someone, both you and that person have free will. God doesn't force relationships. He creates opportunities, but it's up to us to recognize them and act on them. This is where prayer and discernment come in handy. Trusting God's plan doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It's a balance of faith and action. While you trust God to bring the right person into your life, you also need to be active in your own growth and in putting yourself in situations where you can meet people. As you trust in God's plan for your relationships, try to find joy in the journey. Every experience, every interaction is shaping you and preparing you for what's to come. Even the disappointments and heartbreaks can be valuable lessons if you approach them with an open heart and mind. Remember, God's timeline is not our timeline. What feels like a delay to us might be perfect timing in God's eyes. He sees the bigger picture, the intricate ways our lives intertwine with others. Trust that if you're meant to be with someone, God will make it happen in the most beautiful way possible. So, keep your heart open. Pay attention to those divine nudges and coincidences. And most importantly, trust that God has a plan for your love life that's beyond anything you could imagine. The person in your heart the one you're meant to be with, is out there. And when the time is right, when you're both ready, God will bring you together in a way that will leave no doubt that it was meant to be. While you're waiting for God to bring that special someone into your life, it's important to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. This isn't just about passing the time. It's about preparing yourself for the relationship God has in store for you. Think of it like getting ready for a big journey. You want to be in the best shape possible, both mentally and spiritually, for when your perfect match arrives. Take this time to really look at yourself. What are your strengths? What areas could use some improvement? Maybe there are old habits or thought patterns that aren't serving you well. Now is the perfect time to work on those. Remember, the goal isn't to become perfect. That's impossible. The goal is to become more aware of who you are and to grow into the person God created you to be. Your relationship with God is the foundation for all other relationships in your life. Use this season of waiting to deepen your faith. Spend time in prayer, read scripture, and listen for God's guidance. The stronger your connection with God, the better prepared you'll be to recognize and nurture the divine connection He has planned for you. Don't put your life on hold while waiting for love. Instead, use this time to pursue your passions and interests. Not only will this make you a more well-rounded and interesting person, but it might also lead you to meet like-minded people, possibly even that special someone God has in mind for you. Plus, when you're living a full and satisfying life, you're more likely to attract someone who complements and enhances that life rather than someone you expect to complete you. If you're carrying hurts or resentments from past relationships, now is the time to work on healing and forgiveness. These emotional burdens can block you from fully accepting the love God wants to bring into your life. Remember, forgiveness isn't about excusing bad behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the pain of the past so you can move forward with an open heart. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who encourage your growth and share your values. These relationships can provide comfort and wisdom as you wait for your divine match. They can also help keep you grounded and remind you of your worth when doubts creep in. Prayer is a powerful tool in your journey towards finding divine love. It's not just about asking God for a partner. It's about opening a dialogue with Him about your deepest desires and fears regarding love and relationships. Prayer can help guide you, provide comfort during times of loneliness, and give you the strength to trust in God's plan. In your prayers, be honest with God. Tell Him your hopes, your fears, and your frustrations. Ask for clarity about what you truly need in a partner, not just what you want. Remember, God knows your heart better than you do. Sometimes what we think we want isn't actually what's best for us. Through prayer, you can gain insights into yourself and what kind of relationship would truly fulfill you. Even if you don't know who your future partner is yet, you can pray for them. Pray for their well-being, their growth, and their journey towards you. This practice not only demonstrates faith in God's plan, but also helps you develop a loving and caring attitude towards your future relationship before it even begins. Prayer isn't just about talking to God. It's also about listening. After you've shared your thoughts and feelings, take time to be quiet and listen. God might not speak to you in a booming voice, but He can guide you through gentle nudges, sudden realizations, or a sense of peace about a certain direction. Ask God to help you develop patience and trust in His timing. It's easy to get discouraged when you're waiting for love, but prayer can help you maintain a positive outlook and faith in God's plan. Pray for the strength to enjoy your current season of life while still holding on to hope for the future. Consider joining a prayer group or finding a prayer partner. Praying with others who understand your desire for a God-centered relationship can be incredibly encouraging. It can also provide accountability and support as you navigate this journey. It's completely normal to have doubts when you're waiting for love. You might question whether God really has someone special planned for you, or worry that you've missed your chance. These doubts can be especially strong if you've experienced disappointment or heartbreak in the past. But it's crucial not to let these doubts close your heart to the possibility of love. First, it's important to recognize where your doubts are coming from. Are they based on past experiences, societal pressures, fear of getting hurt? Understanding the root of your doubts can help you address them more effectively. Remember, just because you've been hurt in the past doesn't mean God doesn't have something beautiful planned for your future. Often, our doubts manifest as negative self-talk. You might find yourself thinking things like, "I'm not good enough," or "No one will ever love me." When these thoughts arise, challenge them. Replace them with positive affirmations based on God's love for you. Remind yourself that you are worthy of love simply because you are a child of God. Sometimes we have such a fixed idea of what our perfect match should be like that we miss out on wonderful people who don't fit that exact mold. Stay open to the possibility that God's choice for you might surprise you. They might not look or be exactly as you imagined, but they could be exactly what you need. Instead of letting past relationships make you bitter or closed off, try to see them as learning experiences. What did those relationships teach you about yourself? About what you need in a partner? Use these insights to grow and to recognize a healthy, God-centered relationship when it comes along. While it's good to hope and prepare for a future relationship, it's equally important to embrace your current season of life. Whether you're single, dating, or in any other stage, there are unique joys and opportunities in each phase. Don't miss out on them because you're too focused on what's next. Remember, God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our own plans. Trust that if God has put the desire for a relationship in your heart, He will fulfill it in His time. This doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing, but it does mean having faith that God is working even when you can't see it. Don't try to overcome your doubts alone. Seek wisdom from trusted friends, family members, or spiritual mentors. Sometimes, an outside perspective can help you see things more clearly and remind you of truths you might have forgotten. Ultimately, overcoming doubts and staying open to love comes down to staying grounded in your faith. Keep nurturing your relationship with God. The more secure you are in His love for you, the easier it will be to trust His plan for your love life. Remember, God wants you to experience love and joy in your relationships. By preparing yourself, praying faithfully, and overcoming doubts, you're partnering with God in bringing about the beautiful future He has planned for you. Stay hopeful, stay open, and trust that when the time is right, God will bring that special person into your life in a way that will leave no doubt that it was divinely orchestrated. While trusting in God's plan is crucial, it's equally important to take action in your journey towards love. God often works through our choices and actions. Think of it as a partnership. God provides opportunities, but we need to be ready to recognize and act on them. This doesn't mean frantically searching for love, but rather living your life fully and openly, creating space for God's plan to unfold. One of the best ways to take action is by stepping out of your comfort zone. Try new activities, join groups, or volunteer for causes you care about. These experiences not only enrich your life, but also increase your chances of meeting like-minded people. Remember, God can use any situation to bring the right person into your life. Maintain a positive outlook on life and love. A joyful, optimistic attitude is attractive and can open doors to new relationships. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pretending to be happy all the time. It's about choosing to focus on the good in your life and trusting that more good things, including love, are on their way. Make an effort to be open and approachable in your daily life. Smile at strangers, engage in small talk, and be willing to strike up conversations. You never know who you might meet or how a simple interaction could lead to something more. God often works through these seemingly random encounters. In today's world, technology can be a useful tool in meeting new people. If you choose to use dating apps or websites, do so with discernment and prayer. Set clear intentions and boundaries that align with your values. Remember, these are just tools. God can work through them, but they shouldn't replace real-world interactions and experiences. While you're open to new connections, don't neglect the relationships you already have. Nurture your friendships and family ties. These relationships not only provide support and fulfillment, but can also lead to new connections. Many people meet their partners through mutual friends or at social gatherings. Taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually is an important part of taking action. When you're at your best, you're more likely to attract healthy relationships. Plus, self-care demonstrates that you value yourself, an important quality in any relationship. Continue to learn and grow as a person. Read books, take classes, or learn new skills. This not only makes you more interesting, but also keeps you engaged with life. It can also lead to meeting people who share your interests and values. As you take action and meet new people, trust your intuition. God often speaks to us through that still, small voice inside. If something feels right or wrong about a potential relationship, pay attention to those feelings. They might be God's way of guiding you. Remember that taking action doesn't mean rushing. Be patient with the process. Trust that each step you take is leading you closer to the person God has for you, even if the path isn't always clear. As you navigate your journey towards love, it's helpful to be aware of signs that might indicate God's timing is at work. These signs aren't about superstition or reading too much into coincidences. Rather, they're about being attuned to how God might be moving in your life and relationships. Pay attention to unexpected encounters or reconnections. Sometimes, God brings people into our lives in surprising ways. You might bump into someone repeatedly, or an old acquaintance might suddenly reappear in your life. These could be signs that God is orchestrating something special. When you meet someone who shares your core values and spiritual beliefs, take note. A strong spiritual connection can be a powerful indicator of a divinely arranged relationship. This doesn't mean you'll agree on everything, but there should be a fundamental alignment in your most important beliefs. Sometimes you might notice that you've undergone significant personal growth or healing, making you more ready for a relationship than ever before. This could be a sign that God has been preparing you for the right person. A sense of peace and clarity about a person or relationship can be a strong sign of God's involvement. This isn't just excitement or infatuation, but a deep, settled feeling that this is right. As you pray about your relationships, pay attention to how God might be confirming or redirecting your path. This could come through scripture, advice from wise friends, or a strong inner conviction. Sometimes, circumstances align in ways that seem too perfect to be coincidental. Job changes, moves, or other life events might bring you and another person together at just the right time. When you find someone who not only shares your faith, but encourages you to grow closer to God, this could be a sign of a divinely orchestrated connection. If you and another person seem to overcome significant obstacles to be together, it might be a sign that your relationship is meant to be. God often uses challenges to strengthen and confirm relationships He has planned. Sometimes, the timing of a relationship only makes sense when you look back. You might realize that if you had met earlier, you wouldn't have been ready for each other. Notice if being with someone brings out the best in you, encouraging positive changes and growth. This can be a sign that the relationship is part of God's plan for your personal development. As we reach the end of our exploration into God's divine plan for love, it's important to remember that this journey is unique for everyone. The path to finding your divinely appointed partner may not always be straight or easy, but it is always purposeful and filled with opportunities for growth and joy. Remember that God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our own expectations. Trust in His plan, knowing that He desires the best for you. While you wait and prepare for that special someone, focus on deepening your relationship with God, growing as an individual, and living a life full of purpose and love. Stay open to the possibilities around you. God may bring love into your life in unexpected ways through unexpected people. Be patient, but also be proactive in living your best life and creating opportunities for new connections. Above all, hold on to hope. If God has placed the desire for a loving partnership in your heart, trust that He will fulfill it in His perfect timing. Your divine match is out there, and when the time is right, your paths will cross in a way that will leave no doubt about God's hand in your union. As you continue on this journey, remember to pray for guidance, wisdom, and patience. Seek support from your faith community, and don't be afraid to step out in faith. Every experience, whether it leads to your ultimate partner or not, is an opportunity to learn, grow, and draw closer to God. Your love story is being written by the greatest author of all. Trust in His narrative, embrace the journey, and look forward with excitement to the beautiful chapters that are yet to unfold. Your divine pairing is not just a possibility, it's a promise waiting to be fulfilled.